Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whenever you're watching this video. Hello, my YouTube family. Please like the video for me. Please subscribe if you haven't. Thank you to my subscribers that I have thus far and those who have stayed with me. Those who are new to my channel, thank you for subscribing and thank you for your interest. I appreciate it greatly. I'm going to try to do this quick video. I'm trying to catch my breath. I'm able to breathe. But for those of you who have sinuses, allergies, and a little touch of asthma, you know, sometimes it's hard to catch your breath. So I won't be here long, but at least I'm able to breathe. But I've come basically to debunk a lie. And that's my whole thing about YouTube, or this particular area of YouTube. As I stated in my previous video or videos, the beefing is, you know, what it is fine. But don't create a lie for beef, because you're defaming someone's character for a beef. It's to me, it's just not that important. But I used to work for the Secretary of State, for the state of Mississippi. That was years ago. Years ago, I ended up quitting. In case you want to dox me, but I ended up quitting because at the time, the state just didn't pay that much of a salary, and it's still that way. The state of Mississippi, the salary is very, very low. So I was there for like a short time. But I used to work there, and I would do licensing for people who wanted to open their business or start their businesses, do the paperwork for them, get all of it sent to them however they needed it to be sent. And then I would make sure that the notarizations were correct on the forms that had to be sent in, and you know, all of that basic stuff that had to be done for you to get your LLC, LC, whatever it was. So I would even get those the complaints that came in from the Better Business Bureau, because those have to be reported and documented as well. So if your company did something, if your business did something, and there were people who were dissatisfied with it, there would be an investigation, you know, because again, it goes through the state. So for anyone to say that somebody called the Better Business Bureau, let me put it this way, for anybody to say that they called the individual, that's not true. And I checked before I got back on here. That's not true. They will contact you, the Better Business Bureau. I'm going to tell y'all, whenever my sugar is low, I'm borderline diabetic type 2. And it's because I don't eat the right way. But when somebody reports anything regarding something with a business, the Better Business Bureau will send out a letter to, or they'll either send a letter, or if the person knows the email and they've got the email, they will send an email and a letter stating the complaint or what's actually going wrong or the wrongdoing to a particular customer or customers. And they'll let the business owner, proprietor, know that they received such and such complaint and such, and they'll give you a confirmation number and all of that, or a case number. That's what I'm trying to say, a case number. So they won't call you and tell you, BJ filed a complaint against you. No. They will tell you what the complaint is, the case number to dispute, or whatever you want to do with it. And they will go from there, based on what you say, or based on your evidence, or based on what you provide them, to debunk it, fight it, whatever. So and I don't want y'all to think I hate Fat Baby. My only thing with her is don't lie. You don't have to keep lying, because like I said in the other video, it's lies on top of lies on top of lies. And that's, you know what, let me say this. That's for anybody in this area of YouTube. You don't lie. You don't have to lie. So don't think I'm attacking her, because I'm not. But none of you have to lie for your point, or to create your content on somebody else while you're beefing. Because the truth of what you're living or who you are, that's enough for many of you to go ahead and beef on that. You don't have to create a lie. But anyway, for someone to, like I said, point out what I just said, Uncle Tim, to say he called the Better Business Bureau on her, or somebody told her that, that's a lie. Because that's not how they operate. That's not how they do. And if I'm not mistaken, if she really wanted a copy of the complaint or whatever, I can't remember if they showed the names of the people who filed the complaint. I think they did. I'm not really sure. All she has to do, if that's the truth, is get in contact with them, the Better Business Bureau where she is. I'm guessing all of them work alike. Or, call them whatever, and ask them to send her whatever, a copy of whatever, so she can see. But they're not going to tell you, well, especially over, they're not telling you anything over the phone for the most part, because fraud is so very prevalent in this particular world. So they're not going to do that. I mean, there's confirmations that has to be done, authenticity of several things that has to be done. So they're not going to do it that way. See, when you get on YouTube or get anywhere and formulate a lie, and I know this sounds crazy, at least do some background so you'll know you can cover yourself in the lie. Does that make sense? If you're going to lie, make it stick. But don't lie on something that somebody can go in and investigate and find out that it is a lie. So it is a lie. So there are a lot of people, from my understanding or my whatever, who's complaining about they're not receiving their money. Number one, I don't care about the money. I didn't give. Number two, I don't care about the refunds, whatever. It's not my battle to fight. It just isn't. Number three, when you talk on somebody or when you report on something or somebody, that doesn't mean you're hating on them or you hate the person. That just means you're reporting on what you see and what you hear via YouTube or on the news. Because I don't ever want to get to a place where my spirit or my heart or my soul gets that black or that dark. Even on people who really come at me in my emails with, y'all wouldn't believe it, but with the messages that I receive, I still don't hate on you. I still don't hate you. I still don't wish death on you. I don't wish poverty and strife and difficult living on you. I don't even have the mindset to do that. I just don't. So it bothers me that we put a stamp of approval or seal of approval on things that we know are really just dark. And in this case, I'm not talking about Fat Baby. I'm just talking about in general. Because I get emails from people, I don't know them, and they'll say, I'm asked, why are you attacked? Why do you always got something to say about Babe Nation? Because the people who send me the email, in most parts, say, I'm jealous of Babe Nation. They put Babe Nation. See, that's another thing you all don't get. No, in my case, I don't come here saying this particular group, blah, 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 because of everybody else saying it. I respond to the emails I receive and the things that are stated within the emails, regarding who I'm loyal to, who I'm not, and I don't like so-and-so, and you just this, and you this. And I'm called some terrible names. But, okay. Like I told you guys, the little name calling and all that kind of stuff, I'm not an adolescent, so it doesn't matter. But you still do it. So it's like, to me, it's a waste of a reed. It's a waste of your fingers. It's a waste of the keyboard. However you do it, it's a waste. But you'll come and put all these things and all these derogatory things on me. But yet you'll say, and I'm just verbatim, I'm just going to say what they said, that Tree Dog lives in Texas. I hope that all they freeze and die. Okay, so because that's not dislike, because you hate this one person, you want the whole state of Texas to be buried under snow and ice, and you want the people there to die. What does this say about you? See, that's my point. And you guys attack everybody who comes on here and says things that they say to a certain point, but you don't see the messages they receive or the text or well, I don't get my cell phone number out, so the text messages or the emails or the messages on the comments. You all don't see that because I'm not so invested in anybody on YouTube to where I'm going to hate somebody because the person I follow doesn't like that person. No, that is cultish mentality. I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to hinder. I always say this, the blessing that maybe is coming to me. Or I won't say this. I won't hinder my connection spiritually for that purpose. There was two things that I was given when I was resting. And I said, one day I'm going to do a video on it. One was, what hindered you? What stopped you? What blocked you? What made you make that turn from salvation, Christianity, whatever, to this place of darkness? What was it that, because see, I can answer that question for me, and I won't say I did a total turn at all. I just got sick of the politics of religion, the politics of the church, physical church. I got sick of it. Sick of it. I never stopped connecting with God. I never stopped seeking God. That aspect of it I did. But I didn't stop doing what I was doing outside of the church. I put it that way. Because in the church, I used to direct and just do solos, all that kind of stuff years ago, years ago, when I was fresh and had a voice. I stopped all of that because of the politics. I saw the favoritism. I saw the politics. I didn't understand the people who gave everything and was almost homeless and no groceries and no anything but the preachers living in mansions and driving Mercedes and Rolls Royce. I didn't understand that concept. And then if I looked at it from a biblical standpoint, what most of you do, that's not even biblical. So I had a lot of issues with all of that. So for me, it was like I need to connect with God. I need to connect with the universe because everything is a spiritual force. There's the spiritual aspect of our lives and it's moving every day, all day. It's up to us to connect with that. You see what I'm saying? It's enough. We've got to connect with that. A lot of you, and I hope I'm not trying to get off track, but this is part of another video I was going to do. A lot of you have been mandated to do a particular work spiritually. And don't ask me how I know. I'm just going to tell you how it's given to me when I watch certain people. But because you have decided or you have declared that that's not for you, the mandate doesn't go away. It's just that you've turned away from what your purpose or divine call or divine purpose was. You've done that. And now you dug a hole so deep in darkness, in the dark, you can't see any type of light or any type of touch trying to tell you, don't do that. That's not right. I need you to do this. See, that's where I am, and I've always been, whether I obeyed it or not. The mandate or the tapping on my shoulder to tell me, don't say that. Don't do that. Do this. That has never left because I stayed connected. Or I try to stay connected daily. So many of you have had that connection. Many of you have the connection. But you too wrapped up in things of YouTube notoriety or notoriety in any kind of way or whatever, favoritism with people, that you can't sense it, you can't see it, you can't feel it. At one time you did, and I know I'm telling the truth. And some of you who will look and listen, because some of you who will look and listen at this video, you know I'm telling you the truth. There is a mandate on you. There is an anointing, if not for a better word, upon you. But now, why you choose to disregard it, I don't know. All of us have our own personal reasons for the things we do or the things we say. But back to the email, I was just in shock, really. I would say a lot of things won't shock me, but for you to wish, because one person lives somewhere, death upon a whole state. I thought, my God, how can somebody say that? And people are actually dying, freezing to death. Electricity turned off. Some living in their cars. Carbon monoxide poison. They got to stay warm. So it tells me that at that point, you have turned to a reprobated mind. You have turned away from anything that will be spiritually right or spiritually connected, because you've allowed the hatred within you. It was a little seed of you didn't like somebody, but somebody came to you and did all that talking and fertilized that little seed. Now you at the point where you literally hate the individual. And see that once a seed, once a plant or a flower, I put it once a tree or something grow, once the branches underground grow and get really strong, it's hard to break that because now they're connected and established, and the foundation is firm. There's a song that says, like a tree planted by the water. See, the water gives the branches reach out all the nutrients it needs in order to grow and to be stable and the foundation be strong. If you chop down that tree, if the roots are still there and the roots are still strong and being nourished, it'll grow. It'll grow back. And that's what a lot of us are. I'm going to say us because I don't want y'all to say I'm pointing fingers and all that kind of stuff. But I don't agree when people say they wish death, and people I like when they say it, I avoid listening. Or go away from it. I said, no, don't say that. Please don't say that. Don't say that. You know, I mean, and I know you get angry and people get angry at folks doing things to them or doing things against them. But I don't want to see death on anybody. Because again, what I put out there, it's going to come back on me in some kind of way. Something will happen or something will not go the way it should go or somebody may die. Because that's what I'm putting out. And that's the science of life. What I put out, it will come back to me. So you need to be careful. And I say this all the time. There's no reason to lie. Because a lot of people here on YouTube in this particular area of YouTube have enough stuff going on in their life. Right, wrong, or indifferent, that if you just need content, that's content by itself. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to create something. You don't have to be the bearer of chaos, confusion, you know, in order to be relevant. Because as again, I said, as I've noticed, I don't care what anybody does. If they support me, or if you support me and support the things I say, and I've got you with me, in many cases, no matter what wrong I do or say or whatever, you're still going to, some of you will still like me. And I'm not going to do that. I don't want to be somebody you like because of evil or darkness or dirt. That's just not me. Because I've always been, not more so then than now, but I've always been a person. I don't just want to block my blessing. I don't want whatever I would wish on you to come back on me. Because I know there's a God. I know that, well, the universe. I know there's something out there or someone out there bigger and greater than I am. Because if there wasn't, there would be no me. Where they came from, how it came about, I don't know. But I just know. There's a song that says there's something within. There's something that tells you or lets you know. There is somebody bigger and somebody greater. And at any stage of my life, I don't want to lose that connection. You know. I don't uphold no preacher greater. I don't uphold nobody that's in the ministry of any type of calling greater than that one who created them to do the work. So that way, I don't lose focus. It's kind of funny. My mom, people, when the Jim Jones thing was going on, and back then, I was just in it, seeking. I mean, I was just the word. And somebody, one of my mama's friends had told her that, they're surprised I didn't. If they wondered if I was in his church, would I go? My mama, she said, hell no. Number one, she said, in a jungle, Bob, in a jungle. She said, ain't no way. That though, when she told me, I said, you know, child, please, a jungle. Well, I gotta work in the field. And I remember when we were kids and my grandparents had a farm, and I hated doing that. Just imagine me going to a jungle with no restroom. I say, no in the world. I gave up all my, whatever I had possession, and give it to somebody else to live off of. Are you serious? No, I'm going to say, he ain't no fool. That's one. He ain't no fool, and I'm not. I would never have done that. He wouldn't have been that great to me to where I would just give up everything I have to follow him. The Bible didn't tell me to do that. So even on YouTube, nowhere in the Bible, nowhere in my right mind did it tell me to forsake all that I know and all that I've learned and all that I've acquired spiritually, I'm going to put it that way, to follow somebody or to hook up with somebody or to connect with somebody. No. There's no mandate for me to do that. So a lot of you have, because a lot of you will fight to the death for things that are a lie, or things that are untrue, things that are false. You'll connect with it so quick until it becomes all of who you are. It consumes every part of you. And so anytime that person speaks out against so and so, whether you know them or whatever, you'll automatically connect and say, I hate that B and that so and so. I hate you and I wish you dead. And no, I don't do that. I Even if I like you, I can't do that. I can't co-sign that because of what I believe and because of who I am. It's not important for me to change my character or the nature of who I am just to be accepted by one person or maybe a few people. I want God's approval on my life, my shortcomings or whatever, because I tell you, I make many mistakes. But I still want his approval on me and in my life. The things I have to say, the things he gives me to say. I was saying today, Lord, why I'm still asking, why am I in this area of YouTube? Because it becomes not so much frustrating, but it becomes like people don't want to hear this. Not here. This is the last place. I told you I got several emails, but one of them will really stick out. Who wants to hear that God shit and that Jesus shit? Anybody got time for that? You in the wrong sector. You need to go on and move somewhere else. You just want to be Jay Wilson, please. No, I don't. And y'all, I don't have time. I don't want. Please. All of that doesn't make any sense to me. But no, things don't work like that. And see, when you worked in certain areas, you don't know who's worked where, who works where, who has access to a lot of things that people say here that can do fact check Friday, y'all call it, whatever, who can check on some of these things. But the purpose of doing it is to bring popularity more to you and to gain more views and to gain, I guess, what y'all call it, AdSense check, whatever it is, that you would reach to a point where you would continuously lie and lie on people. That's for anybody in the beef sector or anybody on YouTube. To go to that extent, that shows me you're just a dark individual. It doesn't matter who you are. It just doesn't. That shows who you are when you can't come over here and be the truth. Then there's something wrong with that, and there's something wrong with you. And you've lost that connection if you've ever had it. But I just kept hearing that when I was relaxing earlier. What hindered you? You ran so well. What happened? What was it that broke you to the point of turning your back on God? What was it? Who was it? So I just came to do this little quick video. I hope you liked the video. I hope you subscribe. Again, I've got to, at some point, I'm going to sit down and do the a thing on finding out what likes versus dislikes, what makes a difference. What's the difference? You know, everybody say like. What's the difference between having more likes versus dislikes? So at some point, I'm going to read up on that. I'm not really invested. So it's just not really one of those things I'm just really itching to find out, but I'm going to do that. But guys, beef. But don't lie on people. Don't, as y'all say, spin narratives. Don't do all that. Because whether you're beefing or not, and whether it's entertainment or not, or whether it's an application or not, you've got to give an account. I've got to give an account for everything I've ever spoken out of my mouth, good or bad. Sometimes it scares me because I know how I used to be. It scares me. I've got to give an account for the things that I've ever done, good or bad. That really scares me. Because I was just a mess. I'm just going to be honest with you. You know, and my mother always was afraid of that, of me connecting with my oldest brother. Because he was and is a hot mess. He would kill you at a drop of a dime. He didn't care. But it was all in the matter, in his case, of love, protecting his family, protecting the name, protecting their honor, you know. So it was nothing for him. And he didn't fight. He didn't fuss and argue. He didn't believe in all that. He didn't believe in all them words. Or letting you know, well, I'm going to come and get... They ain't believing all that little gang he was in back in the day. No, they just reacted. And so part of that was in me with him because I looked up to him because he was my oldest brother. So that's another video. But anyway, please don't lie. I mean, beef all day long. Some of the beef, You know, it's gone way beyond what it used to be. But you don't have to lie on anybody. You really don't. You don't have to create a story to try to defame or delinquish the individual just so people will like you. You know, somewhere on the line you've missed something. And that's anybody on YouTube. You have missed something. Somewhere you were let down. Somewhere when you needed love or needed attention or needed anything, you didn't get it. And so you found out the only way that I can get some type of attention that I want, I have to go to this dark place to get it. But you don't have to. And I know I'm not growing by leaps and bounds. I don't have all these subscribers and all this. But does that mean I sell out on who I know is real and who I know? The giver of life, the giver of blessings, the giver of everything that I could ever hope for or desire or need. Does that mean I turn my back on him? For somebody who would be my friend today, this morning, and then cuss me out tonight? Is it that crucial? It's not. And I always hear the scripture, what does it profit a man to gain this whole wide world and yet lose his soul? So I've always been in a place, and I'm still at that place. I don't want to lose my soul. I would love to have money. I mean, a lot of money. And love to have certain things that I see other people have. Well, I put it this way, preachers and prophets and evangelists, a lot of them have. But does it mean I'm going to shift what I believe to get it? No. No. That shows when you're really rooted, and I don't know how best to say it, what's right. And when you've walked in that and you live that, you just don't turn away from it. You just don't. But anyway, guys, please like, because I'm not gonna, whatever. Please like this video for me. Again, thank you to my subscribers who have been with me. Thank you to my new subscribers. Again, I welcome you. I appreciate you and I thank you. And I just ask if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I know it won't be the norm in this particular area of YouTube, but I can only give you what I'm led to give you, or my observations, or even my perceptions, whether they're wrong or right. Like everybody else, I can only give you that, but I do appreciate you very much. Remember, I love you, but God loves you so much more. He really does. He really, really does. You guys be blessed. Please be safe. Please be warm. Please pray for the people in other states that this weather is doing to them. No electricity, no power. In one state they said they're going to turn the power off because they're trying to conserve energy. So it's a bad situation. So please don't wish death on these people. Please pray for them. Please pray for them and keep them in your minds, okay? You be blessed. Bye-bye.